The 2025 CES Keynote was presented by Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang last night. We had our first live streaming event showcasing the keynote through GeForce Now, expecting to watch the whole thing through the GeForce Now Virtual Stadium. Well, things didn't go as planned, and no, it wasn't our fault. Let me give you a quick summary of the keynote. So let's go through the good, the bad, and the ugly of yesterday's stream. Let's start with the bad. The virtual stadium was an absolute bust. People were annoying with their air horns while watching the stream, and the software crashed many times. We opted for live streaming the actual Nvidia stream instead. Now for the ugly. And it's a lot of ugly. I hope you're sitting down for this one. The ugly is that there were zilch, nada, no updates for GeForce Now during this keynote.
What?
Jensen talked about AI, of course, for over 2 hours, and the new RTX 50 series, which is surprisingly cheap, especially for the 5070. But wait, it does get worse. We are now expecting that there will be no hardware upgrade announcements for the Ultimate tier during the CES. Now, we could be completely wrong, and I hope we are, but Jensen was talking about the bread and butter of the new 50 series being DLSS 4. With DLSS 4 comes multi-frame generation and more efficient scaling. Now, right after the keynote, Nvidia launched a DLSS 4 video which goes into details on how this works. I'll put the link in the description so you can see for yourself. What makes the 50 series better is, you guessed it, better AI, multi-frame generation and scaling, not raw power. So for games to benefit from this, they're gonna have to support this, just like they did last time with the upgrades with DLSS 3. The problem is that only 75 games will support DLSS 4 at the get-go. But of course, that was better than the 10 games that were supported on release 2 years ago with DLSS 3. I guess it's progress. Now to top it all off, Nvidia actually posted a blog right after going over updates for GeForce Now. No mention of upgrades in sight. They are still talking about 4080s and DLSS 3 in this post. Also, no mention of Marvel Rivals either. Yeah, things are pretty grim here. Now I'll talk about the good, but it's not a lot. This article does talk about full support for the Steam Deck, support for the Apple Vision Pro and Meta Quest 3. And lastly, and probably the most important, official support for India. I'm trying to get all the info I can for India so I can make a separate video on it, so stay tuned. So that's it. There are still plenty of Nvidia events at CES that need to happen, but at this rate, things don't look good. If I find out any more info, I'll keep you guys posted. So if you like this overview of the Nvidia CES Keynote, give us a like. Also, make sure to join as a member of the channel or join our Patreon and our Discord, the links below. And above all else, make sure to subscribe and keep it locked right here at the only place we can do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle.